It's a beautiful Wednesday evening at Nationals Park. Milwaukee in town for Game 2. Brewers put one on the Nats last night. So maybe Washington gets back even. Kind of a ball game last night you want to get past, forget about it, and then look forward to see what Gio can do. He's had a lot of no decisions in this ballpark this year. It's an interesting matchup between the Nationals and Milwaukee. Bryce, last time up last night, got the extra base hit. Career-high 17-game streak, the longest in the National League. Home runs for the Nationals and the Brewers tell a big-time tale. As FP told you last night, they score almost 50% of their runs off the long ball. We look like a couple of guys with checkered pasts on the air tonight. NFP, let's talk about Gio because his record could be fantastic, but 6 no decisions in his own ballpark this year.
Yeah, he's been a tough luck guy, but he's having a nice season. 3rd lowest ERA in the National League. He's looking to right the ship after his last start in Anaheim last time out. 1.95 ERA in Nats ballpark this year. That's good, so we're going to hang our hat on that tonight on Fedora night. And the curveball is going to be what we're talking about tonight. Opponents hitting 129 against the Gio Gonzalez curveball. His last 10 starts, he's at least thrown 100 pitches, so that's another thing we'll keep an eye on tonight. And then Jimmy Nelson for the Brewers. It's a curveball matchup tonight. Opponents hitting 145 against his curveball, and he's been real good for the Brewers this year.
Yeah, he was one of the losingest pitchers in the National League last year. Doing a good job this year, but he's going to deal with Bryce. So Harper extended that with the double last night, able to take it the other way. So Harper, 7 home runs, 17 RBIs during his streak. He's looking for 18. More importantly, the Nats looking for the W against Milwaukee. It's another gorgeous night at Nationals Park. Little dinner right before the ball game. Brewers battling the Cubs. The Nats way out ahead in the East. So it's Central versus East tonight, 84 degrees, and the humidity at 52%. Gio Gonzalez career 2-3 against Milwaukee. He's dropped 3 in a row, but kind of hard to quantify that. We only see these guys every so often. But the fastball and the curveball combination.
A fastball 90, curveball 75, changeup 84. 21st start of the year for Gio. The 2.38 ERA is, or 2.83 ERA is third in the National League, and he's thrown at least 100 pitches in each of his last 10 starts. The best stat about Gio is they're hitting 132. These guys are hitting 132 with runners in scoring position.
254 overall, 9th in the league. They're 5th in runs and 1st in homers. Only Houston and Texas have hit more in all of baseball. So here we go, and we are up and away with the first pitch by Gio Gonzalez at 7:06. Jonathan Villar back in the lineup tonight against the left-hander. Right-handed, he's only hitting a .179. He was on the DL last month, had a lower back problem, but he's 4 for 7 career against our left-hander. 4th year in the big leagues for Chris Siegel, the home plate umpire. Mike Everett, the crew chief, at first. Jordan Baker, Bruce Dreckman, 2nd and 3rd. And that one way inside, 2-2. Big curveball. Big drop. For Gio, strikeout number 120.
So 129 is the average against the Gio Gonzalez curveball this year. Look at him spin that thing up there. I mean, straight up, straight down, 12-6 curveball on the clock, and strike 3 to the Brewers leadoff hitter, Villar. Nice pitch.
Domingo Santana, the right fielder. He was their cleanup guy last night. Had an RBI hit and a walk, 1 for 4. That ball is hit a ton to left, and Lynn's just going to turn around and watch it sail way up there. That's one of the longest home runs we have ever seen to left center field in this ballpark. That's his 17th of the year.
Oh my.
Wow.
That might have broke StatCast. I mean, if you're going to give them up, give them up. This is not a wall scraper, folks, and this is how the Brewers swing. They're feast or famine. They're leading the league in strikeouts or leading the league in home runs, so it either hits the barrel or it doesn't, and this one did. Watch where this lands, over everything to the base of the stairs on the Bud Light loft.
Unbelievable. Wow. Here's the chopper from Ryan Braun. Rendon on the move. Quick exchange. 2 outs. I'm still trying to figure out what I just saw.
Still trying to wrap your fedora around that one?
Wow. You notice when contact was made, Gio didn't bother to turn around. Adam Lynn took about 2 steps and watched it. And we sat up here in amazement from our vantage point. And a strike to the third baseman, Travis Shaw, who went opposite field. 3-run shot 4th inning last night. That is fair, right over the bag. I guess it was a little more than an excuse me swing. Inside outing that ball for a 2-out double.
Oh, you're having a good year. You're having a good year, and Travis Shaw is doing it all right. 297, 23, and 73, so average probably go up to about 298, 299 on the 2-out double.
First baseman Luis Aguilar is next. Inside edge with the fastball. .313 his last 56 games. .292 on the year.
Nats defense tonight. Adam Lind getting the start in left field again. Wilmer Defoe at shortstop. The rest the same.
And then just basically walking to third base is Travis Shaw. Not a huge deal with 2 outs. Stolen base in the first inning. In the 9th inning, that's not a stolen base.
Yeah, the Brewers have stole third base 57 times since the start of last year. Counting that one.
85 on the year, tying them with the Angels for the major league lead. And Jesus Aguilar, and now that 90 feet becomes important because they score on the strikeout. 2-0 Milwaukee.
Yeah, well, right when you're thinking, you know, Travis Shaw, you want to steal third base with 2 outs, go ahead. Not a big deal. That happens. So the extra 90 feet turns out big. Ball gets away from Matt Wieters. Gio Gonzalez got to be shaking his head.
So strikeout number 2. Wild pitch is the call. Shaw stole third, scores, and it's 2-0. Manny Pena, the catcher, is in there. And Gio delivers a fastball up in the zone.
So you think you're out of the inning? Looks like a curveball in the dirt. I couldn't tell from that angle. Kicks away from Matt Wieters and too far to throw out. Aguilar at first base and 2-0.
Curveball around to get the outside edge. And this one to short left field. Adam Lind on the way in. Brewers get a mammoth homer and then a break after a double and a steal and put 2 on the board. Ball on Masson, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City. Book now at ococean.com. Tough first inning for the battery. 20 pitches, 13 strikes. Brewers pick up a couple. Gio strikes out 2. But they give up a long homer, a steal, and a wild pitch. Anthony Rendon, a .411 July with an amazing on-base percentage. In on-base percentage, he's 4th overall in the National League at .422. He's hit safely 15 of his last 17 games. Wilmer Difo up there in the number 2 spot tonight, behind Brian Goodwin against Jimmy Nelson.
I took the losses last start at Pittsburgh on the 20th. 4 runs on 6 hits. Over 5 innings of work. Good idea by Brian Goodwin. 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. So the Arsenal's fastball, slider, curveball change. Fastball 94. Once you're hitting 302 on his 2-seam fastball, 244 on his 4-seam, and like I told you, 145 against the Jimmy Nelson curveball. So both pitchers here today, that's their best secondary pitch, obviously, per the numbers.
Goodwin after the bunt attempt, big swing, 0-2. Brian going through a rough stretch. Didn't have a whole lot of hits on the road trip. He tends to bunch his hits together like he did in Arizona when he had a homer and a walk on Sunday and had 3 hits the day before that.
The Brewers defense behind Jimmy Nelson. Braun, Brinson, Santana the outfield. Arcia, Shaw left side. Villar, Aguilar right side, and Pena behind the plate.
Stepping into his delivery, 0-2. Right by Goodwin at 95.
Climbing the ladder with the heat. A little rise to it. High spin rate, 95. Nelson struck out 31% of the lefties he's faced this year. That's 6 out of 161 starting pitchers that have qualified. So yeah, he's got good stuff, especially against left-handers.
Yeah, that's impressive. 133 strikeouts now. You wouldn't think he's on the league list, but he is. He's got the 9th most strikeouts. So he's got a 95 top thing and an 86 curveball going here against the first 2 hitters with Harper on deck. More homers by lefties, but more hits by righties. And the 0-2 with 1 out.
And Jimmy's got that abbreviated delivery like Ross Detweiler used to have. Remember when he stands there sideways, almost like he's pitching out of the stretch? Not a lot of movement with the lower half. The reason why pitchers do that, you abbreviate your windup. It's almost like choking up on the bat and spreading out as a hitter. You're trying to stay centered over the mound. You're trying to keep your delivery compact and tight and keep your release point consistent.
Bryce Harper has some pretty good numbers against Jimmy Nelson. 3 for 7, a homer here 2 years ago. One ball and 2 strikes to Wilmer Difo.
Battling.
20 for his last 52. In 15 starts, Wilmer with a batting average of .385. And to the right side, that's Jonathan Villar, the second baseman. Close. Depot hustling, 2 down. Friday, August 21st, 2 years ago, Brewers were here. Bryce Harper was up 1 out, 6th inning.
Got fastball, bell tie. Into the seats. Jimmy Nelson with a wow. He couldn't believe it. Thought it was a line drive in the gap.
That was Bryce's 31st of the year, his 74th RBI on his way to the MVP.
Extended his hitting streak to 17 games last night. Last at bat.
Target away. And he's going to get business taken care of early tonight. Bryce Harper now 30 for 69 during his 18-game hitting streak.
Yeah, like a cutter maybe? Inside out swing. So last night was the first time Bryce extended the hitting streak in his last at-bat. Tonight, he does it on his first at-bat. Seal the deal. There goes the no-hitter. There goes the Harper hitting streak to 18 games. A lot of really famous people in this organization had an 18-game hitting streak, so that's quite an honor. Some really, really good hitters.
Let me think.
Amazing hitters.
Yeah, Yadier Molina's done it twice. We don't often put a guy's picture on the same panel twice.
Wait, is that one of the other Molinas?
It's not Jose or Benji, that's Yadi.
I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't walk down the street without running into a Molina.
Ryan Zimmerman popping one straight back and over the screen. Ryan sat at the table during the unveiling of the All-Star logo this afternoon, the head table, at the press conference with Commissioner Manfred, Mayor Bowser, and Marla Lerner Tannenbaum. His teammates, other All-Stars, Harper, Murphy, and Scherzer off to a side at the other table. And Ryan said, "Thank you all for letting me sit at the important table here." Great line. He was the kind of the official player spokesman for the All-Star game coming here, having been to 2 himself, and then Max and the other guys were heard from as well. Ryan will strike out on that pitch up, and the Nats get a base hit. Harper stranded, hitting streak alive, 2-0 Brewers.
Years since we had an all-star game here in Washington. That's far too long. We're very excited to be back in the nation's capital. But as you saw from the video, we're bringing back a very different event. The all-star game used to be a one-day exhibition. It's now a 5-day celebration of the greatest game in the world.
Well said by the commissioner. Always an honor to have him.
I like the logo. It's clean.
Nice.
Simple. Not a lot to it, but classy. Like this town. I like it a lot. I mean, classy part. This town has a lot to it. A little bit more lately, but yeah, looks good.
This is an interesting story in the batter's box. It's Lois Brinson called up today. He was the Texas Rangers' #1 pick, but he got traded over here to the Brewers August 1st of last year in the Jonathan Lucroy Jeff Jeffress deal. So he's now the Milwaukee Brewers' top prospect, hitting .404 at Colorado Springs. First go around didn't go great for him in Milwaukee this year. He went 3 for 31. Went down to AAA, and here he is back in the big leagues, and the off-speed Gio has him out ahead of that, 3-2. He's from Fort Lauderdale, 23 years of age, a big kid, 6'5", 206.
That's all great, but Bryce said he's in the home run derby next year. And that might be the best thing I've heard all day. And I can't wait to see where he hits him here. And, well, he said it the right way, too. He said, if I'm lucky enough to be in the All-Star game next year, I will participate in the home run derby. I mean, just talk about how much he's grown up just with that statement alone.
Yep. And then with the hitter's feet all over the place, Gio strikes out the rookie. Third K of the night.
Change up, 84, turn it over. Looks like a fastball. I mean, if you see pitch cast there, that's Gio Gonzalez in a nutshell. You know, whenever the other team or the broadcasters from the other team say, why is Gio doing so good this year? I always tell them you can't game plan against him. What pitch are you going to sit on in what zone? It's almost like high school baseball when you face Gio. Just see it and hit it. Because if I'm sitting fastball away and I'm trying to drive the ball to right center, maybe one at bat I sit on a curveball, or it's not a good game plan, but maybe I look middle in for the fastball. You might go 3 at bats and not see the pitch in the zone you're looking for, and that's why you see the low averages on everything. He's hard to game plan against. The whole effectively wild thing, I mean, you look that up in the dictionary, and there's a picture of Gio Gonzalez. Even though it's 2 words.
216. The opponent's batting average coming in. Fifth best in the league.
I don't know how to spell either one. But wild, I got wild. W-E-L-D. Right?
So my dad was a wilder, not a welder?
Oh, yeah, he was. Crazy dude.
On a breaking ball, that's hit out to left center. Goodwin comes over to take charge for the second out. Well, sometimes numbers that are hard to figure out, certain guys against certain teams, or in this case a division. ERA amazing by Gio this year, but a bunch of no decisions. The strikeouts, they're not hitting him much. Nearly 4 runs of support, but it depends on when that support happens. First pitch swinging, Jimmy Nelson the pitcher, and Wilmer Depot throws him out. Gio gets a very quick inning in the top of the second after that long top of the first.
you're in the neighborhood, come grab a fedora. Are there any left? I mean, it's a beautiful night for baseball. Perfect night for baseball. 2-0 Brewers. We go to the bottom of the second. Nationals and Harris Teeter teaming up for their annual food drive Saturday, July 29th, Sunday, July 30th. Nats Rockies bring non-perishable canned items to the center field gate in 2 hours prior to the first pitch. To find out how you can receive Nats bucks and 2 tickets to a future game, visit nationals.com/food drive. Show me some fedoras. Those things are tight. Look at that. I mean, that might be the best promo we've ever had. Look at that. I mean, that's just outstanding.
Yeah, kind of makes it look like an old-time baseball crowd here.
Yeah, way to go, guys. That is awesome. Yes, tip your fedora. Great night. The weather's perfect. And if you're home, you missed out big time tonight.
Murphy, Rendon, and Lind, bottom of the second.
Although you did miss out on traffic. It's brutal today.
Yeah, big soccer matchup right off the Beltway.
It's a friendly.
Manchester United, Barcelona.
They're all friendly. Hold hands and say, hi guys, we're friends. We don't care who wins.
No slide tackles tonight. Daniel Murphy, 2 for 6 career with an RBI against Jimmy Nelson. Who missed with a grand total of 1 pitch in the first inning. 15 pitches, 14 strikes. So there's the batting race with Justin Turner now back to the point where he has enough at bats to qualify in that race. And Murphy gets under one and skies it to the middle of the infield. Very vocal and taking charge, Orlando Arcia, the shortstop.
I think Justin Turner's a great hitter. And he's having a fantastic year. I don't see him hanging on to that. You know, the other 2 guys are left-handed hitters. They're going to face more righties. And Justin Turner's right on right pretty much every night. And I prefaced it with I haven't seen him enough, but I think Daniel Murphy's a better hitter, and I think Bryce Harper's a better hitter.
Coming into this season, his 9th in the big leagues, Justin Turner is a career .282 hitter. Rendon a double first time up last night, ended up 1 for 2 with a walk. Double switched out of the game when things got out of hand late, so he had an inning or 2 off his feet.
Although Turner could sit out right now the rest of the year and do like DJ LeMahieu did last year and win the batting title. Didn't DJ LeMahieu sit out like the last 3 months of the season to win it?
Most of the last week, it seemed.
Yeah, it was a good week. It might have been 7-8 games.
Yeah. Well, Turner can do that if he wants, because he won't have enough at bats. Sit all you want. Our guy's hacking. Jonathan Villar playing up the middle and 2 infield outs here. Except for a couple of swings last night, the Nats have made very soft contact against Zach Davies and Jimmy Nelson so far. Early in this one, Lind is next, and he can explode at any moment. Number 7 hitter with 2 outs in the second. Nelson career 29 and 43. It's his 96th career start in 3 against the Nats. 5.28 ERA and a record of 1-1.
Watch this swing. Taken all the way.
If he was pinch hitting, he wouldn't have taken that.
Nope. Trying to read his mind.
With that stare, I'm not sure I want to know exactly what he's thinking. 2-1 pitch, and right through the shift again. He did the same thing last night with a base hit in the 5th inning.
He can hit, man. I'm telling you, this guy can flat out hit. I mean, from opening day with the pinch hit home run that he hits to right now, Adam Lind has been one of the most consistent hitters the Nats have had, and that's saying a lot. When you have Harper, Zimmerman, Murphy, Rendon, Trey Turner when he was healthy, and you're talking about what Adam Lind has meant to this ball club, he may have barreled up just as many balls as these guys have. It seems like every time he's up, he has a knack for getting the barrel to the baseball and hit it hard somewhere. 104-mile-an-hour single.
They're going to play Matt Wieters the same place they just played Lind with the shift, leaving a lot of room to the right side up the middle, if you will. Matt Wieters is starting to warm things up a bit. He's hit safely 7 of his last 10 games with 10 hits.
Due for a tater.
It's been a while. He's hit 7 this year. Matt Wieters' last home run against John Lackey of the Cubs, June 28th. So he's gone without one in July. Off speed away, 2-1. And Pena really had to extend to keep that one from going back to the screen. Trying to turn the lineup over here in the second. Or better yet, tie things up. And Wieters a big swing. Back it goes. Lind on the move here. And Wieters strikes out on a big hook down and in. Third K for Jimmy Nelson in 2 innings. Nats have a couple of hits, but they've stranded both.
Here's the latest for you on Steven Strasberg, who left his last start after just 2 innings with some forearm kind of achiness, discomfort, I guess you could say. Strasberg threw off flat ground again today, long tossing and stretching it out from center field to the right field line with relative ease. And he and the Nationals have said that they're taking a big picture mindset with this. Steven has said he wants to be there in September and October. The Nationals obviously feel the same. And with that in mind, the Nats could potentially go another direction with who they choose to start Saturday versus the Rockies if they want to give Strasburg a little bit more time to recover. And Dusty acknowledged today that it could be Eric Fedde, the Nationals' top pitching prospect, who is the same turn as Strasburg, who could potentially, guys, get that start.
All right, thanks, Dan. Line drive out to center. That was our Coons.com sideline report. When you're talking Cars, you're talking Coons.
Yeah, 11.5 game lead. There's no need to try to be a hero in July. You know, maybe if you're grinding it out and you're like the Brewers and the Cubs, you think about it. And I'm sure Paul Lessard, the guy sitting right behind him, is not going to let Steven chance it, or Mike Rizzo, or Dusty Baker. So if he's good, he'll go. If he's not, so what? Let's get that thing healthy for some big games in September and October. Big pitcher has to be the focus here.
Domingo Santana hit that home run first time up. Still awaiting some kind of information on the distance of that mammoth shot that went to a part of this ballpark we have never seen visited before by a ball after the first pitch of a game.
We have the information, and I'm sitting on it.
Okay.
I'm not telling anybody till you get to see the replay.
So Gio staying away, some off-speed stuff there.
It's over 400 feet.
I'd say closer to 5. Just a guess.
We should play guess the distance on the far ones. The StatCast is powered by AWS. This is powered by, I don't know, a maple bat. 476 feet, 113.7, 31.1 degree launch angle, and that was a far one up on the concourse. People running for a ball on the concourse that was hit out of the park.
Gio strikes him out this time around, his 4th of the night. Went up in the zone to get that K. And it'll be Ryan Braun who bounced out to Rendon first time up.
The only thing about playing guess the distance of the home run is people have it at home before we do. So they'd be cheating.
Braun 1 for 5 last night with an infield hit. It was a big one. Kept that 4th inning going right in front of the Travis Shaw 3-run homer that made a 1-0 game 5-0 for Milwaukee. This one high in the air to the right side. Murphy pointing up. Harper will yield to his center fielder. Ball came kind of twisting back to Bryant Goodwin, and Gio suddenly 7 retired in a row.
Enjoy a cold one tonight. Look forward to Miller time later in the ball game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. The off day on Mondays throwing me off. Today's Wednesday, but yesterday felt like Monday, so today feels like Tuesday, but it's really Wednesday, and tomorrow's Thursday. And a noon start didn't help either. I'm lost.
Nats have been in first place this year more than any other team. 1 day longer than Houston. Brewers took them a while to get things going. Topped the Central for a period of over 2 months, like the Rockies in the West, but they've fallen way back. And Cleveland's only 8 games over 500. That's a real dogfight in the AL Central. The resurgent Kansas City Royals are only a game and a half behind them. So here's Gio, 5 for 41 on the year.
You know, West Coast, East Coast, 12 o'clock game tomorrow feels like Sunday tomorrow. Every time there's a day game in baseball world, it feels like Sunday. So I have no idea where I'm at or what day it is. I just know that you have a checkered shirt on like me.
And I'm trying not to look at both of them at the same time because I'm getting a little disoriented myself.
There's a knuckleball for strike 2.
30 pitches, 21 strikes for Nelson through 2. And he strikes out Gio, each pitcher with 4 Ks. First time through the order, the Nationals go 2 for 9 with singles by Harper and Lind.
All right, Rocks are coming to town 28th, 29th, 30th. Check out the start times 7:05, 7:05, 1:35. I'm pretty sure that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but don't ask me. I don't know where I'm at. Visit nationals.com for more information. Come out to the yard this weekend. Weather's going to be nice. Good ball club in town. See 2 of the best third basemen in baseball go head to head.
Goodwin struck out first time, and he gets a big hook by Nelson. Second time around.
And hopefully Ian Desmond's starting Friday night. And we'll see what kind of welcome back he gets.
I would hope a very positive one.
Boo. There's nothing to boo that guy about, right? Ever.
He was the last connection to Montreal for the Nats, other than our wonderful clubhouse guy Mike Wallace and our traveling secretary Rob McDonald. But those guys are hitless, like me. Up and away, it's strikeout number 5, and Jimmy Nelson has taken care of Goodwin twice.
That fastball looks like it has tremendous spin rate. They watch this on the Expo. That thing is every bit of 95 when it's getting there. You're seeing some tardy swings on guys that are looking for it.
Here's Wilmer Defoe. Slow roller left side. That'll be cut off by Travis Shaw. And the Milwaukee Brewers in this series have given the Nats no runs on 7 hits in 12 innings. Welcome back to Nationals Park as we get ready for the top of the 4th inning. Shaw, Aguilar, and Pena.
Murph's crushing a burger and playing second. Talent.
Gio, 41 pitches, 26 strikes, and a curveball got away from him. Travis Shaw got out of the way. So Shaw in this series, 2 walks, a homer, a single, and tonight a double. 1-1. First time he's ever faced Gio Gonzalez tonight. And that ball laced and hooking foul. 1-2. One final of interest this afternoon. The Braves were clobbered at Arizona 10-3. They had gained a game on the Nats last night, now 12 back, and a 1-2. The other way, Lind stalking it on the run, makes the grab. 8 in a row for Gio Gonzalez.
I think it's the toughest play for an outfielder when you're not playing out there. A lot of that low line drive right at you. How do you judge it? You don't have any reference. It's right between your eyes, and it's always do I go in or back? And Adam Lind got a good read on that. Kind of off to the side, so he saw it early. Nice play. He's looked good out there the last couple of nights.
Yes, and he had a lot of chances last night. There's Jesus Aguilar, who had that strikeout on the curveball in the dirt. When the ball got away, Travis Shaw scored from third after doubling, and then just kind of strolling over to third without a play. Gio, and this is true for the first inning and now the next 3, working extremely quickly tonight. 41 pitches, 26 strikes through 3. Check swing, and that's about 3 feet outside the bag.
You had to see Gio on that. He thought it happened to him again. Think you could hit a home run? Well, you can't. Try your luck at the Free Cox Virtual Home Run Derby at the Bullpen at 1201 Half Street prior to each game. This Friday through Sunday, you get a virtual homer. Like I said last night, you can't hit one here. If you did, you'd be down there and you'd be making $15 million a year.
Had that contest a couple years ago when people actually had a chance to hit a home run at Nationals Park.
I had some friends that thought they could, and I said, no, you can't.
They thought they could. They thought they could. I have found that when you're standing on the field, 326 right down the line or 336 looks a lot farther than it does from up here.
Well, these guys make the game look so easy that sometimes my friends think it is.
2 balls, 2 strikes on a pitch well inside.
I have one friend that didn't even play in high school that thinks if he trained for a month he could throw 80. I said, no, you can't. What you're thinking? I mean, he's a Navy SEAL. I don't care. You can't throw 80. Sorry.
Got him looking. Gio with the off speed to the outside edge. Jesus Aguilar, a brief visit with Chris Siegel.
Might have been away, and Gio might have caught a break, but look at pitch cast. That's my point when you face Gio. That's it. Where are you looking if you're a hitter when you see? It basically looks like a pepperoni pizza. You don't know where it's going to go, and it's a tough at bat.
Chris Siegel is from Burke, Virginia. Still young in his big league career, his 4th year as a major league umpire. He went to St. Mary's College of Maryland, where he was a 4-year starter and a captain on the baseball team there. So a little local flavor to the umpiring crew. Well done, Chris Siegel. Although he almost got seriously hurt last week. Josh Donaldson hit him with a bat. Rendon's just going to put that one off the bat of Manny Pena in his pocket for a 2-out hit.
So the 3rd hit for the Brewers. One went far, one was a check swing double, and now an infield single. Nothing you can do about this. Put in your pocket. Pena got out of the box quick. Isn't it hard to say Pena when catchers you think of Pena? Right?
Tony Pena was one of the most active catchers you would ever see back there.
Yeah, he had some energy every night. He's the guy that did the one leg out first, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. To give the low target.
One of our early Nationals history experiments was Willie Mo Pena, who could hit the ball a mile when he was able to touch it with the bat.
Does anybody do that nowadays? You know, I mean, as a kid playing wiffle ball, we always used to put the one leg out and get the low target like Pena. I don't think anybody does that anymore.
1-1 strike to Lois Brinson. Struck out on kind of a wild swing his first time up as Gio had him all out of sorts with off-speed stuff. And of course he got called up today and a corresponding move had to be made. And it was tomorrow's starter Matt Garza went on the DL with an issue in his lower leg. So probably sometime after the game tonight the Brewers will reveal who will pitch against Max Scherzer tomorrow. Greg Counsell, his ball club 6 over, actually yeah, 6 over the 500 mark. They're a half game up on the Cubs, who play at the White Sox tonight. That crosstown rivalry thing in Chicago moves south side tonight. There's the Central. Pirates got back to 500. They're playing well, but now they've fallen back a bit. Buccos lost 2-1 at San Francisco today. Second and third innings very quick. This inning extended by the scratch infield hit. 3-2, runner going. And close, but ball 4. That's Gio's first walk tonight. Number 8 hitter, the shortstop Arcia, fly ball to Goodwin, first time up. That ball hit hard out to center. Goodwin, edge of the track. It comes down finally, and the Nats are out of the inning. The 4th inning of Nationals baseball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Some big guns are coming up. Harper, Zimmerman, Murphy. Nats down 2. Race, and here they come. Except Tom, Abe, and Teddy all go down staring at the new All-Star Game logo. George winning uncontested. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
They must have got fined for the Easter massacre or something. Double secret probation, because we haven't seen anything fly out of the stands and kill a president or anything.
Freight rail works. So Harper's already extended the hitting streak. Ryan Zimmerman trying to add to his Milwaukee versus Milwaukee career numbers. And then Daniel Murphy last couple of weeks, despite a little slowdown into the All-Star break. And there's Harper, high and deep to right field, and fair ball caught in the corner by Domingo Santana. He hit it so high it basically came straight down to the right fielder.
He didn't get the extension that he normally does on a home run, but you thought he's so strong he might have muscled this one out of here. He hit it high, and I feel a little breeze blowing in from right field. If you look at the flags over the scoreboard, it might have held it up. A little cut fastball that he just might have hit too high. And that was fair. Good call, Carp. And if you look at the flags over the Nationals logo on the scoreboard, they are blowing in from right. What, about 10 miles an hour? Just enough to hold that up.
Flags are standing out pretty stiffly on top of the big board out there. Ryan Zimmerman struck out swinging his first time.
Offense hitting a little lull lately, but you half expected it. They've been a video game by themselves all season.
Zimmerman waits for it, scorches a one-hopper to Jonathan Villar. 2 outs. MLB.com @bat, your #1 mobile app for live baseball. Stay connected. It's a fully customizable experience. You can get Nationals home screen icons and app features like game day, live game video highlights, radio, statcast, news, and more. Download MLB.com @bat. Come on, it's the 26th of July. If you haven't done it, do it now. 2 outs, bases empty. Daniel Murphy. 6 in a row now for Nelson since Adam Lynn's second inning base hit. Looks like Murphy's trying to serve a single or a double the other way.
Watching Murphy, it looks to me like he's kind of leaning over the plate more than he normally does. Look where his chest is compared to normal. Stay there for a second, guys. When he gets back in, I'm going to draw. I mean, usually he creates an angle more this way, but right now it's kind of this way. You see the difference?
Yeah.
I mean, they both work, but when your chest is kind of at that last angle I drew, you come away from the baseball. It doesn't free up your hands. It's hard to explain. I wish I could show you. But when Murph's right, that chest is straight up and down, and it frees up his hands to clear a path to that inside pitch. That's why he handles it so well. But when you have that angle like this, sometimes it's harder to get to that inside pitch.
And unable to get to the outside fastball. 6 Ks for Jimmy Nelson. Milwaukee pitching in this series. Impressive so far.
Park. Prior to this season, it had been 7 years since Adam Lind last played in the outfield, but with all the injuries the Nationals have succumbed over the last few weeks, Lind has been needed more in left field as of late, and he got a test last night. A ton of balls hit out his way. He joked today it was as if the Brewers were trying to shoot the ball out to him in left. As for his defensive ability as an outfielder, he told me today, I'm slow and I don't throw great, but he also said I came up as an outfielder. I'm not lost out there. He said if I get to a ball, I'll make the play, and Dusty's been going to him more of late, guys.
He's looked pretty good in the first 2 games of this series. Thanks, Dan, with our Coons.com sideline report. When you're talking Cars, you're talking Coons.
We talked about it a lot last night. It was a, what, 7-0 game, there's nothing going on. He's making plays out there. Dusty Baker really not having to manage in a 7-0 game. Watching his left fielder make plays. Got him in the lineup again tonight. Shortage of outfielders. You run them down, you play, because the bat is something you want in your lineup every day. And if he can keep running them down out there and drive in more than he lets in, which he hasn't let in any, he's going to play a lot.
Two-two to Nelson. Swing and a miss. Gio, number 6. Second time through the order, they go 1 for 8 with a walk.
All right, Gio's events tomorrow after the ball game. Uncorked for a Cause fundraiser release party. 2014 Sonoma Reserve Red Wine. It's tomorrow. Teddy and the Bully Bar, 1200 19th Street Northwest. Never been in Northwest. Is it fun up that way? I don't know. Tickets can be purchased at uncorkedforacause.com. For event sponsorship information, email dream@nationals.com.
So the top of the order again, Jonathan Villar. Strikeout swinging first inning. Hard line drive out to Goodwin in the 3rd. After striking out, he was hacking first pitch. That second time up, here's the 1-0. There. Yeah, take your pick. Hard to hit whenever.
I think Max would be the scariest guy to face, just because his stuff is just incredible. I think Gio would be the most frustrating Nat to face because, like I've said 100 times tonight, you just don't know where it's going, and it's good stuff. At least with Max, you can sit in a zone and get the pitch in that zone, whether you're talented enough to hit 97, cross-fired, step across the body, strange arm angle, that's a different story. But you'll get a pitch where you're looking with Max.
2-2 pitch, and that ball's hit hard out to left center. Villar runs well into second. Goodwin returns it. And they have a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the 5th. Nissan on the pitch cast.
I mean, look at it. There's 2 low, 2 in the middle, 1 high, and the 1 high goes in the gap. So a belt tie fastball to the Brewers leadoff hitter for a 1-out double. Good swing. Got on top of it.
Jonathan Villar, 13th double of the season, has a triple and 8 home runs. So they got some pop when he's in the lineup leading off, even though the batting average is in the 225 range right now. Domingo Santana, a tape measure homer and a strikeout. Murphy creeping near the bag. Gio taking a look. Ball 1. This time Murphy was positioned right behind the bag and was walking toward it when Gio made his move. Pretty good throw by Gio as Murphy got in there to make it rather close.
Oh, you'd like to get the out there, but at the very least, you're keeping Villar close. And we told you 57 steals a third since the start of 2016 season. Excuse me. He wants to go too. Look at this.
Throw tailing into the runner. Villar, fourth most steals in the league, 19. He's been caught 7 times.
It's a beefy lead.
Pitch inside. Rendon never went to the bag. And I was watching Anthony before that pitch. He was leaning forward as if poised to head for the bag, and then he didn't make a move. So they have 2 steals of third tonight.
Well, he might have thought the Villar got such a good jump, there's no use in covering the bag. Watch the jump. Well, not that great looking at the replay, and Wieters would have had him.
Infield in, 1 out.
Yeah, that was a bad jump and a good throw at him.
Off the full windup goes Gonzalez, and it's ball 2. With the bats quiet, every 90 feet big here. Tapper to short, runner holds. Defoe looks at him, throws 2 down. Next up, Ryan Braun.
I tell you what, with Villar's speed, if he gets a big lead and goes contact play on the Tapper there, the way Wilmer, well, he probably would have fielded it differently if he was going, but they would have had a chance at sneaking a run in there. He almost thought about going after Wilmer, threw it to first, but watch if you walk down the line and get a walking lead into that. The speed of the ball, you might have been able to score a run. I think Wilmer stayed back on it because he knew he wasn't going.
Braun, grounder to Rendon, fly ball to Goodwin.
2-0. I'm going contact play 99.99 times out of 100 there, already up.
This ball headed to the right field corner and slicing enough to be foul. Matt Wieters is going to have to be at his best on these next couple of pitches because Villar's coming 30 to 35 feet down the line by the time Gio's delivering his pitch.
Well, he's thinking about stealing home right there with 2 outs. That's how far down the line he was. And Gio's in the stretch and he can't really see him, but he had some kind of lead on the first pitch.
Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff we miss seeing Trey Turner do to other teams with him hurt. The 0-1 is way upstairs.
Does he want the left-on-left matchup on deck, even though it's Travis Shaw?
Ooh, that's a tough choice. Shaw has doubled and lined out to left. This one speared by Gio. He'll throw to Zimmerman to end the top of the 5th. Good reaction play by the Nats pitcher. Rendon, Lind, and Wieters coming up. Time for some offense. Time for the Unlimited Baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. So the Red Sox, when dealing today, got a couple of pitchers, or rather sent a couple to the Giants to get Eduardo Nunez, a very valuable guy who can play lots of different positions. Madison Bumgarner won last night, his first of the year for the Giants after that long layoff. Then they won again today, and the Reds turned a triple play last night. But a run scored on the play as the ball was moving around the infield and guys were getting tagged out here and there. Rundowns and a run scored on a triple play, believe it or not.
Talk about rally killer. Triple play with the bases loaded.
That will kill a rally.
Well, the Nats haven't scored in 15 innings, so everybody at home needs to change seats. Something.
Yeah, last 2 innings in Arizona Sunday. 9 last night, 4 tonight. Rendon bouncing ball to second, first time up. Pena held it there for a while.
You usually see a shift like this on Anthony, do you?
No, because he goes the other way so well. Indication of how they're going to pitch him. Although the target is away. And that ball cutting outside, 2-1. So they give him most of the right side of the infield and a fairly sizable gap in right center.
I'm curious. I'm sure it's different team by team, but what's the dividing line between we're putting 3 guys on the left side? Is it 7 out of 10 ground balls on the left side? Is it 8 out of 10 ground balls on the left side? 2 out of 10 ground balls to the right side? I mean, what's the determining? Is it 6? What's the percentage before you flip everybody over there? And I'm sure it's different for every ball club. Some clubs will probably tell you, well, 7 out of 10 will put them all on one side. Some will tell you 6.
Yeah, and you know, different clubs have different tight pitching staffs. You know, if you got a bunch of strikeout guys who are hard to get around on, maybe you don't play to pull that much. Game has been changed forever as we know it, no doubt about it. 3-2, nobody out. Rendon up the middle, and there's a guy standing right there. Jonathan Villar.
Oh, there you go. And I think if you're a small market club and you don't have a high payroll and you're trying to find little edges here and there to win ball games, like picking guys off, back picking guys with the catcher, shifts and players you normally don't, you have to look for every little piece of the puzzle you can to win a ball game. And it's worked for the Brewers this year so far. You can't argue with it.
Seems like no matter where they shift on Adam Lind, he hits it through, which he did 3 innings ago. The Nats have not had a hit since. 8 straight for Jimmy Nelson. So that's exactly where they played Lind last night and tonight. That's right where they played Matt Wieters. One and 2 count with 1 out. That's a pretty good take. Things back even.
Fastball, 95. Clearly low. Not even close.
Pena pulled it back in. Chris Siegel not biting on that. And a 2-2 with 1 out. Off speed, Tapper right side. Ball gets by the mound. It's a race to the bag, and Nelson got there to receive it from Aguilar.
Pretty good play on both ends. And Adam Lynn was smelling the knock, hustling down the line. It's a difficult play because you got to throw behind yourself. Watch where Aguilar fields this. He's got to throw back behind himself. I was thinking he might try the behind the back feed right there, but tough angle. Not easy to see for Nelson, and finding the bag all at once. Nice play. Degree of difficulty about a 9 on that one.
Base is empty, 2 outs. Matt Waiters. Nobody can catch that one. And Wieters is 1 for 2. That'll get Gio to the plate here in the 5th inning.
This is where if you're down 2-0 in the 5th and you're a pitcher, try for a homer.
Why not?
Why not? Get a fastball swing as hard as you can. You might run into one and tie the game up. I mean, you got nothing to lose here. Nothing at all. I mean, it's all they practice in batting practice anyways.
Gio hasn't had a homer in 2 years. Remember, he had that little streak. He got 1 3 years in a row.
They practice more than that. I was being facetious, but they do have home run hitting contests.
I meant to ask your opinion on something. We'll try to make it quick with 2 outs. Talk around the All-Star game about flip-flopping batting practice maybe, and having the home team hit last so that our fans could see our guys take BP. What do you think?
I like the concept, but as from a player's standpoint, one of the beauties of being home is that you have plenty of time between batting practice to relax and maybe have something to eat, get some treatment, go in the cage and hit some more, take a shower, put on your game uniform versus your batting practice uniform. When you're on the road cart and you hit second, it's a scramble. You come back into the clubhouse, you have about 15-20 minutes to get your other uniform on, to get your game face on, so to speak. And so I always like being home for that reason, obviously, to be with your family and to be in front of your own fans.
Yeah, I thought players' routines might have something to do with it.
Yeah, but from a player standpoint, you like to be home because you have so much time to get ready and prepare for the game. And Bryce doesn't always hit on the field, so I'm sure fans, if the Nats did hit second, would. Well, a lot of guys don't hit on the field though, so I don't know. I like it the way it is from a player standpoint, but I could definitely see the advantage for fans.
Yeah. That's going to be a called third strike. Gio jumped back, but that ball was up and in. So it's through 5 now. Milwaukee 2-0. Flashback for you, brought to you by University of Maryland, University College, and Ryan Zimmerman. Friday, July 26th, second game of a doubleheader back in 13. over the scoreboard, his 12th of the year. And against LaTroy Hawkins of the Mets, the Nats would walk off with a 2-1 win. That was the 9th of Ryan's now 10 career walk-off home runs. Matt Harvey and Ross Ollendorf, the pitching matchup that night. And those guys each gave up a run until Zimmerman took care of business in front of almost 34,000 here.
The big windup, Ole Ollendorfer missing.
Yeah, and it's the big buildup for this. Really got underway today because of the unveiling of the logo. So Nats Plus memberships on sale for next year now. Guarantee the best available seats, access to 2017 postseason, the All-Star Game, and the Home Run Derby. Visit nationals.com/2018 today. And if you've been putting it off, it might be time to get things geared up.
Get that tattoo with the logo right on my lower back.
Swing and a foul as Segway Bob once again falls silent. Knowing nowhere to go from that one.
No MasterCard logo.
A disturbing start to the top of the 6th. Fastball inside, 2-1.
Locking you up on the air might be my favorite thing.
Gio. He wasn't in the shift, but it was right at him. So Travis Shaw, the Nats have found out a way to retire him twice in a row on line drives.
I think that was 78 on the hit speed according to the scoreboard here. So definitely not squared up, but when you're 60 feet 6 inches away from a large human being, that can't be fun. Good reactions by Gio. Nice backhand stab on the line drive. 1 out.
Well, he made the play on Ryan Braun last inning.
Watch how quick this is, even though it's 78.
Probably what it was like for Gio when he used to catch throws from Pudge.
Oh, who's going in this weekend, right? Is it this weekend?
It's always the last week of July. So Jesus Aguilar, a couple of strikeouts.
First ever player to wear a Nationals jersey going in the Hall of Fame. Pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Who's next?
It's a great question.
Yeah, right. The guy pitching tomorrow, the right fielder, the first baseman.
And in all 3 instances, we hope it's a long, long time because we want them to play forever, and then it takes 5 more years after that. 2-2. Gio doing everything he can with the arm and the glove to keep this 2-0. The Nats do have the top of the order coming up. That's a late swing. Strikeout number 7. Gio going power right there.
Mercedes-Benz tracking the pitch cast in the strike 3. 92 up and away. Good pitch. Tell you what, Gio's pitched very well tonight. I mean, some bad luck.
Milwaukee box score.
He could be winning.
Domingo Santana, home run first inning. Then that strange double, uncontested steal, and strikeout wild pitch that gave them their second run after the Travis Shaw double. Manny Pena, second consecutive time he's up there with the bases empty and 2 outs. And last time up, he caused Gio probably 10 to 12 more pitches by getting that scratch hit in front of the walk to Brinson before Gio Gonzalez got out of the 4th inning. 0-2 pitch and a ball driven out to center. Goodwin waiting. He can catch it. He can run in, and then he can lead off. The Nats need their leadoff guy on. Goodwin's over his last 9. Bottom of the 6th. 2-4-0 Brewers, 0-3-0 Nationals.
And Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 home runs hit by the Nats this season. Lexus, experience amazing.
Brian Goodwin looking for contact. The Nats looking for him to get on base. Travis Shaw shallow at third. So is Aguilar at first. Off speed outside. Good rip. Nats box. Harper extending his hitting streak to 18. First inning. Linda second inning single. And the only other one, Matt Wieters, 2 outs last inning. 7 Ks, no walks for Jimmy Nelson. Late cutting action on that slider.
A good slider. He's got good stuff. There's no doubt about it. You see, the third time around, teams figuring Jimmy Nelson out. So far, so good for the Brewers right-hander. He and Gio both been real good. I mean, the only mistake Gio made was the home run he gave up. The rest was just tough luck, the other run.
Yep. And Goodwin tired of waiting. Strikes out swinging for the 3rd time, and that's 8 for Jimmy Nelson. In this series, the guys hitting in front of Bryce Harper do not have a hit. Last night, Goodwin and Drew. Tonight, Goodwin and Defoe. Stephen Drew did draw a couple of walks last night. So Wilmer 2 grounders, 1 to second, 1 to third. Travis Shaw plays way off the line, about 15 feet, maybe 20.
So when you have a guy playing that far and you're making the point for me, Carp, if you bunt the ball right here, is he in? Yeah. So you can bunt it right here. You know why? He's got to go this way and then throw back this way.
Right.
You can beat it just because of the momentum of him fielding the ball going toward his own on-deck circle. He's in, but he's over, and if you get it on the line, it's a hit.
Defoe a pop-up left side. Travis Shaw just couldn't get there. You know, and FP, you and I talked about this a number of times over the last couple of years. A guy like Defoe, they don't shift dramatically, but they do play in rather odd spots. One way to get a team off shifting you is to do that. Lay down some hits where they aren't, and then they have to rethink their whole strategy against you. I mean, we've seen Murphy do it. Lind has done it. Bryce has done it. But a speed guy like this, you'd love to see these guys bunt at least several times a week.
Well, that and it can spark a ball club. I mean, the Nats are looking for a spark right now. Last night, you know, the jet lagging hard coming back from the West Coast. Tonight, not a lot of energy. Maybe Jimmy Nelson's good, but you know, something like a little base hit bunt can get a dugout going, can get a ball club going. That guy walks up, pops one out of here. It's a tie game. And I think that's what Wilmer brings to this club more than anything is energy. A talented player, but the way he approaches the game on a daily basis is, hopefully for Dusty Baker, infectious.
O2 battle here. And Defoe up the middle. Villar. And again, nobody on base for Bryce Harper. Bryce almost homered last time. Stiff breeze coming right down the Anacostia River in from right field. Keeping his high fly ball in the yard last time. Caught right up against the wall at the yellow stripe down there.
And if you missed it first time up, he extended his hitting streak to 18 games. Best in the National League this year.
And Now with a nice swing the other way early in the count. So he's now 4 for 9 lifetime against Jimmy Nelson with a homer, 2 RBIs and 2 walks. Inside the Numbers presented by PNC Bank. So the Nats have 2 of the top 5 in on-base percentage. And other than Turner, we've seen all of those guys recently. Up and away, 2-0. Ryan Zimmerman hit the ball extremely hard last time, but they had him played up the middle. Three and 0.
Swing it.
Why not?
Well, down by 2. That'd be the only reason why not. But you could be down by 1 if you touch one. He was swinging. That wasn't a 3-0 take. Watch Bryce load up here. He's trying to do what he said. He thought it was inside. Borderline pitch goes Jimmy Nelson's way.
The 3-1 pitch, and instead the step off by Nelson. All in on that one.
Such good balance through his swing. I mean, he's max effort swinging, but keeping his head still, his feet underneath him. He's not falling all over. He wants that one back. That was a 3-1 slider that he was all over. Just got under it a hair. He's trying to lift it out of here to make it 2-1. Look how balanced. That's how you know Bryce is locked in, when he's not falling over after his swing. Slider, 3-2 slider. What does he throw here?
High in the air to left center. Staying in the yard. Braun catches that about 365 feet away. To the 7th we go. The Nats still scoreless in the series. the Fitz. That's the 27th tomorrow through August 2nd. So the Potomac Cannons on-field jersey auction Friday. 1,250 fans, the first ones, get that Strasberg flamethrower bobblehead. Sunday Kids Days. Kids get to eat free at the ballpark. First 1,000 fans, a Potomac Cannons replica jersey down at the Fitz in Woodbridge. Now to the 7th. Bottom 3 in the order for Milwaukee. Curveball to the rookie Lois Brinson for a strike. He has struck out and walked. That was Gio's 93rd pitch, 59th strike. And Brinson out to center. Goodwin. Ball had a little extra gear there at the end. He went back to grab it. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. A.J. Cole, last 3 starts with Syracuse. 15 over 4, the strikeout to walk numbers. Throwing in a lot of pitches. A.J. Cole, he's been up and down a lot between the big club and AAA. Big swing out of play, Arcia. Zimmerman to his right. Hits Gio, but it's behind him. And now with the ball just sitting there, Arcia keeps going. And he's got a little league double here. Gio was sprinting for the bag, and Ryan's throw just caused him to have to reach back a little bit, and then good base run.
Well, let's look at the play again. I gotta see this one more time. So great play by Ryan on his belly, keeping it in there. I think that was a good enough feed. Gio will tell you he might have taken his eye off the ball a little bit. So this happens, but the ball laying there and the guy going to second shouldn't. And I think all those guys around it will tell you that. Is Gio okay? Maybe that's why he didn't go for the ball.
They posted a hit for Arcia.
He's not even going to take a practice pitch, so that's a good sign. Let me see, what do we got here?
They're going to give Gio the error here.
See, I didn't see anything, and that whole not getting the ball thing is why Arcia got to second base.
Base hit, E1. Runner at second, with 1 out for Jimmy Nelson, who has 4 hits this year and 2 RBIs.
Give Arcia a lot of credit for being heads up and taking off. When he first left first, I thought he was going to get thrown out, but the ball was just sitting there.
By the way, Mark Zuckerman of MASNsports.com reporting that Eric Fetty will get the start this weekend. Going back to Dan's report and whether Steven Strasberg would be ready or not. Rendon in front of the bag at third, still awaiting the first offering to the pitcher. He wanted to go butcher boy there, and then after squaring around, aborted his swing, strike 1. Big curve for the swing and miss.
Well, on the Villar stolen base in the 5th, Gio and Murphy did everything right. They kept them close. They threw behind them a couple of times. And then he got a bad jump. So Gio trying to do the same thing here.
Runner going, swing and a miss, and another steal of third. Arcia there with 2 outs. The odd stat of the night, 3 stolen bases for Milwaukee, third base every time.
Yeah, according to my stats, that's 57, 58, and 59 since the start of the 2016 season. They love to steal third. And once again, no throw. This time, Anthony's there.
Jonathan Villar, the leadoff guy. 1 for 3, double, and a steal of third last time. And this one out to left center. Over to his right, Goodwin. Gio Gonzalez puts another 0 on the board. He's having a solid night. Now he needs some support.
Due up in the bottom of the 7th, and that's trying to get something going. Saturday 29th, there'll be something going from the ballpark. It's ladies' night. Take part in pregame panel discussions on women in baseball. It's featuring Nats female executives. You can enjoy drink specials and take home a Nats wine charm set. Plus, one lucky fan will win a trip to the MGM in Las Vegas. I'm in. Visit nationals.com/special ticket.
Ryan Zimmerman 0 for 2. Jimmy Nelson all night long's been averaging about 13 pitches per inning. So here's number 80, strike 1. And it's strike number 60. Gio's at 102 pitches.
Tanner talking about seeing the base runner at second base out of the corner of his eye. and keeping guys close at second. That's what that conversation's about. 3 stolen bases tonight, all third base. Gio talking about how maybe his delivery impedes him from seeing the runner at second base, and Tanner was talking about how he sees the runner out of the corner of his eye.
Up and in. Got it going on tonight. Nats trying to disrupt him here, 3rd time around the order. Zimmerman out to short, picked off by Arcia. This does not look like a ball club that had lost 7 of 8 before this series.
Oh, Ryan hit it hard last time to second, this time to short, and you got a pitcher throwing strikes, working fast. Check out the snow cone action. He's fully extended. The ball almost got out of his glove. Then the spin move, the 3/4 sling to first base to get Ryan easily. So a nice play by the Brewers shortstop. Lots of range going into center field for the first out here in the 7th.
Murphy a pop up to short, swinging strikeout. Murphy to right, launching one deep. See you later. And it's a 1-run game. Right through the breeze. That's number 17, RBI number 73.
It looked like he made the adjustment. I was just telling the truck before that pitch, his chest was more upright, not hunched over like it was the at-bat before. And what does he do? He goes deep to make it a 1-run ball game. Daniel homers Murphy with a high fly ball to right to bring the Nats within 1. Good swing. Wow.
Rendon lined out hard up the middle last time. So the scoreless streak over at 17 1/3. Anthony ahead in the count with 1 out. And a strike up in the zone.
I mean, he was a little more upright with his chest. It wasn't hunched over the plate as much as before. Go ahead and roll it, you guys. I need to draw him. And watch him clear his hands to the inner half. Boom. That's just such a quick swing. Nothing to it. Lift up the heel and go. 2-1. I mean, so far this year, the Nats have been the ball club that says to themselves, if you want to play the homer game, we'll play the homer game. You want to slug, we'll slug. Maybe that one wakes them up a little bit.
Rendon's hit 20. That was number 145 for the Nationals. That might change things in the bullpen. Albers was up when the Nats were down 2. Now Madsen up as they're down 1. Target away. Rendon fighting to get aboard. Daniel Murphy's 123rd hit, his 52nd extra base hit. Rendon swing and a miss on a pitch up. Strikeout number 9 for Jimmy Nelson.
StatCast brought to you from Fios by Verizon. Fios is not cable. We're wired differently. Go to getfios.com today. 375 feet. 98.3 on the exit velocity. 34 degrees on the launch angle. Daniel Murphy's 17th home run to make it 2-1. I'm just wondering, out loud on live TV, how you turn the fedoras inside out for a rally fedora tonight since they're down by 1. I'm doing it right now, and I think I'm wrecking mine.
Yeah. Maybe backwards.
Oh, look at, I went inside out, but I think it's ruined. Look, you could turn it into a Freddy Krueger hat if you go inside out.
Do not get on the bus.
Do not fall asleep.
Yeah. Adam Lynn takes one down. 1 ball, 1 strike. $14 homers given up by Nelson this year in 128 innings. One and 2. Brewers this year have lost more games that they were ahead in than anybody in baseball. 34 of their 48 losses. They've had the lead this year. One and 2. And Lind out ahead of it. .96 road ERA coming in for Jimmy Nelson. And Lind will strike out on some gas upstairs. 10 Ks for Nelson, but he gives up a long ball to Daniel Murphy. Up in the breeze. Wynn tried to stop it. Daniel had enough, and it's a 2-1 game into the 8th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. It has started. All the All-Star game gear. Daniel Murphy hopefully will be playing here in that Midsummer Classic. It's our Jiffy Lube pitching change as the Nats call on Ryan Madson. Choose a winning team for your vehicle. Jiffy Lube for value and convenience. JiffyLubeDC.com. And for the 36-year-old right-hander, at least with the Nats, his 4th appearance. No runs on a couple of hits in 3 innings so far. A walk and 4 strikeouts. Domingo Santana leads off. Fastball in there. Santana 0 for 1 career against Ryan.
Good job on the first batter face with the fastball curveball change combination. Fastball 95 on the year.
Breaking ball hit right up the middle. And if a ball can be hit up the middle with a little hook on it, it was. Took a little left turn as it passed through the infield. And for the Brewers, leadoff hit in the 8th with Braun and Shaw coming up. Ryan Braun, 3 strikeouts against Madson, 1 for 7 career.
Well, a good late sink on that 96. Did you see him get on top of that ball and the bottom drop out at the end? Nissan will show it to you again. Watch him get on top and the late movement under the bat at 96. The same. You get on the side of that pitch, it's just a bit, I mean, just a small difference where your fingers are on the ball. It runs into the right-hander. But if you stay on top with his long limbs and how tall he is, you get that true sink. That's a true sinker going down versus running in.
Ryan Braun, fly ball hitter as a rule. He's bounced into 4 double plays this year. Short lead at first. There's a bouncer. Murphy. Defoe. Safe at first. The call by Mike Everett.
Crowd didn't like it. Chris Spire on the horn. Looks safe to me from way up here. We'll see it again together. The chopper took a little long to develop. Watch that big hop right there. Murph with the shuffle, the backhand feed. Defoe with the exchange. He was safe.
Nats will not challenge. So Braun at first, one out for Travis Shaw. One plate appearance for Shaw against Madsen. Career, it was a base on balls. Tonight he's doubled on his softest swing of the night. Little flare the other way, and then he's lined out hard twice, once to left and once back to Gio, who's done after 102 pitches, 67 strikes. Strike call. Gio gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 walk in 7 innings, struck out 8. Had a wild pitch, had an error. This would be a good night to get him a no decision at home. Well, you hardly ever see Ryan Madsen just waste a pitch, missing way out or way up. Everything he has usually right around the plate.
I'm noticing a high leg kick, though.
Probably been noticing the third base dugout as well.
But the stuff is definitely fun to watch. That sinker, I mean, we've seen him throw as high as 99, the curveball right behind it.
That was Jacob Barnes throwing for them.
Jason, we're saying what a great teammate he was in Philadelphia and how happy he is to have him over here.
Telling Dusty, yeah, he can get left-handers out. You can trust him. Jimmy Nelson's at 99 pitches through 7. And the Brewers just did get Barnes working out there.
Yeah, he was going. I thought so. You could just tell the way he took his lead. He tried to dig his spike in. He had a little lean going even before he threw over there. He was rolling.
Yeah, Ryan Braun 6 out of 7 this year. #187 career steals. 24 as recently as 2 years ago. 16 last year. 2-1 pitch. Instead, another throw over.
Shortened up. I think Ryan Braun's the kind of guy that's got to ambush you, and the fact that he tipped off that he was going, now everyone's on high alert. A lot like a Paul Goldschmidt. If you don't pay attention to them, they'll steal, but once you do, they won't. True base stealers, even if you're paying attention to them, they'll still go.
2-2 count with 1 out. Here's Aguilar waiting. Ryan Madsen. 666th career game. His Nationals Park debut as one of the home guys. And Braun going with 1 out, pitches a strike, and that is a strike him out, throw him out, standing up, inning ending. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th, double play.
He must have thought it was ball 4. Just stop running.
Another scoreless inning for Madsen.
cruise to the bottom of the 8th inning. Have you checked out Masson All Access yet? I did today. Sarah Perlman doing a nice interview with Bob Carpenter on how Bob invented his scorebook. Follow Masson Nationals on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat for fun player Q&As, series previews, and so much more. Don't miss all of it on Masson Nationals social media.
Jimmy Nelson has gone at least 7 times this year. He has 1 complete game against San Diego at home. He went 8 at home against the Dodgers. So he's pitching better on the road than he usually does. It'll be Wieters, a pinch hitter, and in the top of the order. It's like Adrian Sanchez in the on-deck circle. There might be a circumstance where that could change to Stephen Drew. Wait and see what happens with Wieters, who singled up the middle last time up. Right past the shift that features 3 guys on the right side.
Well,
2 balls, no strikes.
If Wieters reaches, Steverson will probably pinch run for him. Sanchez will probably bunt him over. Because with 3 catchers, you can do that. If not, maybe go to some thump with Stephen Drew to try to tie it up. We'll see. He's ready to pinch run. Pinch hit, pinch bunt, whatever.
Wieters takes it inside, 3-0.
All right. Do you take here or do you swing? You're down by 1. Matt Wieters has pop. You'd love to have a leadoff guy on the bottom of the 8th and do all those things I was talking about. So tough decision, easy decision. What do you do right here if you're Dusty Baker?
That's an easy decision for the hitter. Tying run aboard here.
Maybe you just pinch run Severino, who can run for Wieters.
And he can come in and catch, so you use 1 guy for 2 moves. Sanchez was announced. And then Severino ran for Wieters. And that'll do it for Jimmy Nelson, who goes 7 plus 1 hitter. And he just walked his first batter tonight. Nationals baseball on Masson, brought to you by visitannapolis.org. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. And by the Virginia Lottery. Look for the game of the summer, the Corvette and Cash Scratcher from the Virginia Lottery. Beautiful lights along the river tonight. Now the Nats looking to light up that scoreboard, get this thing tied, and take it from there. against the Brewers, who, as I said earlier, have really lost a whole lot of leads this year. 27-year-old Jacob Barnes, 47th appearance, ERA just under 4. 35 hits in 44 innings.
Yeah, big fastball, 97. Cutter slider thing, 47% of the time at 91, 2 pitches.
First time around on all these pitchers for Adrian Sanchez. He's 0 for 5 as a pinch hitter. Offers to bunt, pulls it back, ball 1.
It's so hard to deaden 98. And when you look at the corners crashing in right now at Sanchez, this is going to be tough. His best bet might be soft back to the pitcher just because they were right on top of him. And Severino has to get a big lead at first base to make it into second. They all know he's bunting, and here they come.
Strike call.
Didn't look comfy on that one. Dusty will take it off too if he sees a player not looking real comfortable in the situation.
Squared early, gets it down, the throw to second, they got him, and Sanchez safe at first. Manny Pena loves to throw the ball around. He's got 6 pickoffs this year, and some of them have been to second base, and he fired a bullet out there.
Remember last night he came out of his squat to try to field the bunt. There wasn't bunted and went to the backstop, so you know he's anxious to get this. Watch him get out of the crouch quick. The ball actually hit behind the plate. An easy decision. That wasn't Severino's fault. That ball just wasn't far enough away from the catcher. Nice play.
Top of the order, Brian Goodwin. First time facing Jacob Barnes. He's more than happy to see Jimmy Nelson done for the night. Struck out 3 times swinging against the Milwaukee starter, who fanned 10 tonight. There's Sean Doolittle. Ed Albers in the background has already warmed up once tonight, so he can get hot in a hurry. Goodwin over the first baseman, down the line, heading for third, Sanchez. Bob Henley will hold him. It's a big double for Brian Goodwin.
Game on. Game on. I see some rally fedoras in the crowd right there. And Brian Goodwin with the chopper over first base. Look at that ball, just top spin right in front of the plate, over Aguilar's head. Second and third, 1 out, game on. I think Craig Counsell should walk Wilmer Defoe to get to Bryce Harper. What do you think?
Sound decision to me.
I think it's good managing.
They are warming their only lefty, Josh Hader, out there. So the tying run 90 feet away with 1 out here in the 8th. Defoe 3 ground balls he needs to elevate as he faces Barnes for the first time.
Well, he actually doesn't. Look at the way Craig Counsell is playing his defense. He's got the middle back, the corners in, so anything up the middle is a tie ball game. Anything to a corner isn't. The base hit, we might get to see Sean Doolittle. It's all right, that's where you're looking for it. Bell tire above.
These fans have been waiting for offense all night long. Got a big run on the Murphy homer in the 7th. Wilmer Defoe, 11 runs batted in. Bouncing ball right side, base hit. One run scores. Holding at third is Goodwin. And the Nats do get Gio off the hook with Defoe's 12th RBI.
Those are two balls I thought were double plays, and they both turned into hits, and we got us a tie ball game. And did you see Bob Henley at third base just casually hold up his left hand saying, "No, big boy, Bryce Harper's about to step in the box. You are not getting thrown out at home." So nice job, Wilmer Difo got a pitch down. Another chopper off the hard dirt in front of home plate. Watch this one. Aguilar, I mean, he was playing in. I thought he might lay out for that. Chose not to. We got a tie ball game, and Bryce Harper is in the box, folks. Might want to text your friends. This is pretty good.
So Gio's off the hook. Jimmy Nelson will get a no decision. Bryce Harper and Jacob Barnes have never faced each other. Big crowd, 35,296. A lot of them on their feet here, dying to see the Nats take the lead in the 8th.
He could walk him if you're Craig Counsell right here. And is this what he's talking about? Is he going out to make a change? Yeah, he's going to get the lefty. So hold on, stay tuned. Bryce Harper up, tie ball game, bottom of the 8th. First and third, one out. Doesn't get much better than this.
Left-hander Josh Hader, H-A-D-E-R.
Hader versus Harper?
Yeah, and the Nats have never faced this lefty. Drama, stay tuned. Take on the left-hander Josh Hader, 23-year-old lefty from Millersville, Maryland, originally drafted by the Orioles out of high school out there at Old Mill High School, and for Milwaukee this will be his 13th appearance. 7 hits in 17 innings so far.
Yeah, fastball slider change, fastball 94, 3/4 release. Bryce Harper looking for something up the drive. Here we go, folks. Everybody on their feet at Nats Park. Well, the first baseline is at least. And this guy is ready. He has had too many Pete's coffees, but he is ready.
Just checked in from his job as a jackhammer operator to catch the last few innings here. Bryce 1 for 3, a long fly ball after the base hit in the first. That was to right, that fly, and then one to left.
Likes to swing early in these situations. Didn't get anything to hit.
Yeah, curveball 81 way out there. They have a right-hander, Jared Hughes, for Zimmerman warming. First things first, though, this lefty-lefty matchup. Target away. There's the fastball.
See, that's the intensity of this at-bat coming out on a bad call. He is so locked in. He lives for these situations. And that's the first time I've seen him snap on an up in a long time. What do you got, pitch cast? It looked down to me. Borderline pitch. I got to regroup if you're Bryce, but that's just the moment right there. He is locked in. He wanted a 2-0 count.
Gets the curveball and can't reach it.
He's still upset about the first strike. Got to turn the page. So easy to stay up here. I mean, game's on the line. He lives for this.
Swing and a miss on the fastball at 98. And Bryce Harper's been tossed. He slams down his bat, gets in Chris Siegel's face, and now he's going to further demonstrate where the strike zone is.
Well, he knew that was going to happen. If he didn't drive that run in, he wasn't staying in this game. And he said that's twice, so there must have been a call earlier in the game that he didn't like down the zone.
Looks like Jared Hughes will be next for Milwaukee. So their lefty guy, Josh Hader, situational appearance comes through. Now it's up to Ryan Zimmerman.
For strike one, and I was thinking it to myself, I didn't want to say it. Jinx, here's the knees. That's terrible. Here's the knees. Watch where he catches this ball. Keep going, roll it. Right there. I mean, that ball almost hits the dirt, so I got Bryce on that. Ideally, you can't let strike one affect your at-bat, but you know Bryce Harper and how intense he is, and you knew if he didn't get the run in, he was getting thrown out of this game. I thought it, I didn't say it, I didn't want to jinx it, but you knew it was going to happen. That's twice. And that's so bad, I think is what he said.
.32-year-old right-hander Jared Hughes from Milwaukee now. Ryan Zimmerman's faced him once with a strikeout. 44th game for this 32-year-old right-hander.
And Nats don't have a lot of outfielders, so hopefully Ryan Zimmerman get the job done right here. It could get squirrely.
Inside. Yeah, Andrew Stevenson, the only true outfielder on the bench. Zimmerman puts the Nats on top. Goodwin scores. Here comes Defoe. He stumbles. And he's still safe. He fell down twice, and the Nats lead 4-2.
Clutch. I think everybody laughing while I'm laughing up here. You got to see Wilmer come around third. Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Look at Zim go down and get that. So forget what happened with Bryce. Ryan Zimmerman picks up his ball club with a clutch double down the corner. And Wilmer scoring easily. I looked up and somebody got him with a blow dart gun coming around third base because I didn't see what happened. I just saw him laying on the ground. He got up and scored. All good. Nats up by 2.
Yeah, and maybe the stumble caused the cutoff guy Villar to double pump there. That was unusual.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he throws it, Wilmer may be out, but he didn't. And Zimmerman clutches up. They've just walked Murphy, and Rendon will hit with 2 men on.
All right, here comes Wilmer. Yeah. Oh. He got up and still scored, and then everybody had a good chuckle in the dugout, and Wilmer's looking at the plate, and there's the smile we all love. That was awesome.
He's just bringing energy to the ball club to a whole nother level.
I mean, I looked down there, and he was laid on the ground. I was like, he slid way too early.
Anthony Rendon 0 for 3. 0 for 2 career against Jared Hughes. Those runs charged to the reliever Jacob Barnes, who gave up the hits to Goodwin and Defoe. Well, we told you a couple of innings ago how the Brewers have had a hard time closing out ball games this year. The Nats will have at least a 2-run cushion for Sean Doolittle in the top of the 9th. Front door breaking ball for a strike. Ryan Zimmerman has 69 runs batted in with that double. There's Doolittle, who's been ready for quite a while. As soon as the Nats tied the game, you knew he was coming in.
Riley Fedora. Do we have any? Oh, I saw a few in my binoculars.
0-2 to Rendon. Target in. And right by Bob Henley with the bouncing foul. 8th Nat to bat here in the 8th. It's all started with a leadoff walk to Matt Wieters on 4 pitches. That took Jimmy Nelson out of the game.
How about Ryan? All heck breaking loose. Guys getting thrown out. He just walks up, slaps a double down the right field line, said thanks for coming.
Rendon to right center. That's going to plug the gap. Zimmerman scores. Murphy held at third. The Nationals lead 5-2.
So there's a lot of people that want Anthony Rendon to hit second. Dusty Baker's leaving him down the lineup to protect Daniel Murphy. So Craig Counsell made the right move, right? You got to walk Daniel Murphy. But if Anthony Rendon's hitting second, there's no way this happens. He wants him to be in a run-producing situation where he's driving in runs versus scoring runs.
Yeah.
And that is a perfect example of why Dusty Baker has kept Anthony Rendon hitting 6 behind Daniel Murphy.
He's on pace for 100 RBIs.
Exactly.
He's right where he should be in this lineup.
He said, who's going to protect Murph if I hit Rendon second?
Here's Adam Lind, the 9th National to bat. Ball 1 and Pena scrambling for that. Scrambling and then reaching 2-0. Adam Lind 1 for 3 career with an RBI and a walk. Lind the other way, looking good down the line. Fair ball. A run scores with Murphy. Here comes Rendon, and the Nats have busted this game wide open. It's 7-2. Oh yeah, Adam Lind 2 for 4.
He can hit. And here's the offense. There you are. We knew you were there. You're the best offense in the National League. It just took a second. So jet lag gone, balls flying all over the place. Murph rooted into the fair territory. There you go. Here comes Rendon. Adam Lind can hit, folks. And how fun is this inning? Offense is cool. They're back. They weren't gone very long either.
Here's Pedro Severino now, who bats for the first time in the inning after he pinch ran for Wieters many minutes ago, and now he gets to swing. That's put together some fantastic ABs here, and it all started with Ryan Zimmerman putting them on top, and really the Defoe RBI before that, so big. Outside to Severino. That ball is scorched to left, over the reach of Ryan Braun. Adam Lind coming in, and it's 8-2.
That might get him a start tomorrow morning at noon. Tomorrow afternoon at noon, whatever the heck time the game starts tomorrow. Beautiful swing. I mean, did Bryce Harper fire his team up, or is his team picking him up? You make the call.
I'd say yes on both counts.
I mean, one or the other. It's up for debate. But you're talking about, I mean, a bunch that's been less than enthusiastic the last couple of days. A lot of people say Bryce Harper's got to stay in the game right there. He can't argue that call. He's got to drive in the run. He's the best player in the National League. A lot of people say, well, at least he's got some fire when it's looked like the ball club's been a little bit sleepy the last couple of days, and maybe he fired his team up. I don't know which one it is. But it's a topic for discussion.
One and one to Sanchez. Good take.
I think it was the Rally electric chair guy that got this whole thing going personally. Can we show him again going to break?
Swing and a miss. An amazing 8th inning for the Nationals. Ryan Zimmerman got the Nats ahead, and then his teammates kept pouring it on.
I mean, it's just so cool for this crowd to finally have something to cheer about in 2 days, and boy, did they come on strong. Rally electric chair dude. Way to go, bro.
Nationals 2-6-0 Milwaukee with a 6-hit, 7-run 8th inning. Washington area Toyota dealers, and there have been 9 strikeouts tonight, helping children and their families with a donation of $37 for every Nat strikeout to the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health. We call it Toyota Case for Kids. Obviously a non-safe situation, but you want your guy to get out in his brand new ballpark, let the fans see what he can do, and nail down a much needed win.
Boy, you already had him up. You already had him hot. Dusty Baker does this all the time. If he's got his closer ready, he hasn't pitched in a few days, he's going to use him. So your first look at Sean Doolittle in the white uniform. Fastball mid to upper 90s, slider to go with it, but primarily fastballs 88% of the time, and pretty good against the first batter he's faced this year.
Pedro Severino stays in to catch. Andrew Stevenson goes to center, moving Brian Goodwin over into Bryce's spot in right field. Jesus Aguilar, first career matchup with Sean Doolittle. If you're scoring, Stevenson's in the number 3 spot. Fastball in. Two balls, 2 strikes. There's one.
Show it to me again. Just challenge fastball. He pitches up with his heater. It's got a high spin rate, stays elevated, doesn't have that downhill angle to it because he throws it so darn hard. Tough one to lay off. Missing bats in the ninth. I'm down.
Manny Pena, an infield hit in 3 trips tonight. Ball 3. Doolittle's been a little mad at himself for walking the leadoff guy in each of his first 3 appearances. Tonight he struck out the leadoff guy. Four-pitch walk. Next up, the rookie Lois Brinson. Johnny Holiday, Ray Knight in the yard tonight. That's Extra, presented by Who But WB Mason. Straight ahead. Brinson 0 for 2 with a base on balls. Up in the zone, 1-1.
Sister base hits just sent me a text. She said, "What an inning."
Yeah, and she's based in Milwaukee. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, she's saying we'll see you soon.
That ball hit a ton to left center. It's way out of here. And for Lois Brinson, his first major league home run. 8-4 now.
Yeah, all those add-ons, huge all of a sudden.
He's one of the young guys they got in the Jonathan Lucroy deal from Texas last year. Number 8 hitter is Orlando Arcia. Pitcher spot next. Base hit. The last thing Dusty wants is any suspense after the inning his offense just had.
Yeah, they're gearing up for number 1, and you know, you got a fastball hitting team that hits lots of homers here already.
So the pinch hitter will be Hernan Perez. He's never faced Doolittle. And the strike up in the zone, inside edge. And another hit. Heading for third is Arcia. He's going to be waved home by Ed Cedar. And now it's an 8-5 game with the tying run in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, fastball up again, and these guys are just sitting dead red. I mean, I don't know if he's thrown a wrinkle in there yet. Told you, almost 90% fastballs, and he lives up in the zone. Usually gets it by guys, but not tonight. The Brewers are sitting fastball. That's all they're seeing. sometimes closers are different in a non-save situation, but based on the circumstances here and the way the Nats fought back to take the lead in the bottom of the 8th, it felt like a save situation regardless of the score. Just because you battled back, you fought. If you're down 2-0 and you found a way to get ahead, now a little drama.
Yeah, he's got to get Jonathan Villar here because the power of Santana is on deck. So 4 consecutive base runners, walk, homer, single, double. Brewers back to the top of the order in what's now an 8-5 game. And the bullpen suddenly busy again. Matt Grayson, Matt Albers. Didn't look like a swing. 2-0. Villar all in for the 2-0 heater. Swing and a miss. 2 down.
Maybe just need to get it close to get the juices going. I don't know. You know, those closers are wired differently. They're used to coming in for a save. Now it's not a save, but it's a 3-run game. Maybe he just needed to get amped up for something. But that was 3 fastballs by, and he still, I don't think, has thrown an off-speed pitch, has he?
I saw 87 on the first pitch to Villar. So here's Santana. Fastball in there.
Battling. For the Brewers' credit, they're dying hard.
Yeah, they don't get cheated. This offense with 152 homers on the year. The Nats have 145 with Murphy's blast tonight. 2 heavyweights when it comes to offense in this series. And the guy who went to Virginia trying to close it out here. Ball goes right through Severino and over to third base is Perez. Count goes to 2-2. Ruled a wild pitch.
Eighth pitch coming.
28th of the inning. Swing and a miss, and it's over.
A gutty win. The offense finally came through in the clutch. Sean Doolittle figured out the ninth. Gio Gonzalez was great tonight, and a good win for the Nats coming from behind. I like what you saw here tonight. And the crowd finally had something to cheer about. Fun, fun, fun. Eighth inning.
Nats win at 8-5. Tomorrow they'll play their 100th game of the year, and they just got to the 60 win mark to even this series.